Let's talk about one of the most underrated yet most powerful tools in the entire e-commerce growth: email marketing. Now, I know it does not sound as glamorous as running Instagram ads or going viral on Reels. It's not as fast as paid traffic or as trendy as influencer campaign. But here is the truth. Email is the one channel where you control the message, the timing, and the audience. You're not competing with an algorithm. You're not paying every time someone sees your message. You're speaking directly to people who already raised their hand and said, "Yes, I want to hear from you." And that is gold. Yet, most e commerce brands don't use email well. Either they don't send emails at all, or they send those generic one size fits all blast that ends up in spam or promotion tab, never to be opened. And that's not the email marketing, that's shouting into the void. What we want to build is a system that turns visitors into subscribers, subscribers into buyers, and buyers into repeat loyal customers, all through thoughtful, strategic, value driven communication. And for that, we need to approach email not just as a tool but as a relationship channel. So let us start at the beginning, the opt in. Before you can send a single email, someone has to give you their email address. Now, people don't just hand that over for free anymore. We are all bombarded by pop ups and forms, so the key is to make the exchange fee feel worth it. That's where a lead magnet comes in. This could be a discount like 10% off your first order. It could be early access to a sale. It could be a freely downloadable guide or a skin quiz that recommends the right product. The goal is to offer something that feels helpful, specific, and relevant to the buyer. Don't just say sign up for our newsletter. That's definitely vague. No one wants more newsletters. But if you say join 20,000 pet parents and get weekly tips to keep your dog healthy, plus 10% off on your first order, that's clear and valuable. And this will work as well. Once someone signs up, the first thing they should receive is a welcome email. And this is not just a hello, it's your first impression. It's your chance to introduce your brand, set the tone, and make them feel good about the decision to subscribe. A great welcome email might say, "Thanks for joining the community," and then go on to share your brand story, your mission, maybe a few bestsellers, and of course, deliver the discount code if you promised one. Keep it warm, keep it authentic, make them feel like they just stepped into something worth being part of. But here is where it gets interesting. What happens next? That's where an email sequence comes in. Instead of sending one email and then ghosting them, you're building a short series, maybe 3 to 5 emails spread out over a few days. The first one welcomes them. The second one talks about your top products or customers' favorite. The third one might tell your founder story, why you started the brand and what you stand for. The fourth could be an FAQ or reviews from real customers. The fifth might include a reminder that their discount is about to expire. You're building a narrative here. You're guiding them from curiosity to confidence, and this eventually to purchase. This is how you warm up cold traffic and browser turn a browser into a buyer. Now let us talk about one of the most important types of emails you'll ever send: abandoned cart emails. These are pure absolute magic. And studies even show that more than 65% of online carts are abandoned. That means someone liked your product enough to add it into their cart but then left before buying. Maybe they got distracted, maybe they were not sure, maybe they were comparing prices, comparing other products. This is your second chance. And it works. Abandoned cart emails have some of the highest conversion rates of any campaign because the intent is already there. So, the key to a good card recovery email is timing, tone, and clarity. Don't wait 3 days. Send the first reminder within an hour. Keep the message friendly and helpful. Something like, "Hey, looks like you left something behind. Still thinking it over?" Then show them the product image, remind them of the benefits, and include a call to action to complete the purchase. You can even add urgency. "We can't hold this into your cart forever," or offer a small incentive like free shipping if they complete their order in the next 24 hours. It's not about pressure, it's about making the decision easier. You can take this even further by setting up a second and third follow up. Maybe the second one shares a testimonial form uh, from someone who bought the same product. Maybe the third offers a slightly better incentive, but only if it makes sense for your margins. Again, you're not begging them to buy, you're helping them remember why they considered you in the first place. Now, let's shift gears to something most e commerce brands completely overlook: post purchase email flows. Think about this: the moment someone buys from you is actually the perfect time to keep the conversation going. Most people treat that as the end of the journey, but in reality, it is just the beginning. A well executed post purchase sequence not only improves customer satisfaction, it increases the chance that this buyer becomes a repeat buyer. And that's where your profits come from. Not from one time purchases, but from customers who come back again and again. So, what should a good post purchase flow look like? It usually starts with a thank you email. And no, I don't mean the boring Shopify default message that just says, here's your order. I mean a real human message that thinks the buyer, tells them what to expect next, and maybe even gives them a quick tip or a use case while they wait for the product to arrive. For example, if you sell a skincare product, your email could say, thanks for your order. While you wait for your serum to arrive, here's how to prep your skin for the best results. This builds excitement and shows you care. It also reduces post purchase anxiety. That little voice that sometimes wonder if they bought the right thing. The next email in this flow could be a shipping confirmation with tracking details, but again, add value to it. Use this moment to share more brand personality. Maybe you say something like, it's on the way while your order is traveling, meet the team behind the scenes who packed it with care. Or wondering what happens next. Your shoes are doing their final quality check before heading to your doorstep. A little creativity goes definitely a long way, my friend. And these are the opportunities to turn frictional updates into delightful touch points. Then, once the product is delivered, it's time for the follow up mail. This is crucial. So, ask how they like the product, offer helpful usage tips, maybe link to a short video showing how to get the best results, and of course, ask for a review. But do it in a way that feels human, not leave a review, but something like, your feedback helps us improve. Loved it? Tell us why. Had an issue? We want to fix it. This creates an open loop and shows that you are invested in their experience, not just their money. So, now let's talk about the customer segmentation, because not all buyers are the same. A 21-year-old who just bought a face wash and a 38-year-old who bought a full skincare kit should not receive the same emails. Segmentation allows you to send the right message to the right person at the right time. You can segment based on behavior, like people who bought once but never returned, or those who bought multiple times in a short span. You can also segment by product category, location, time since last purchase, or even email management. Here is why this matters. Let's say you launch a new product, maybe a vitamin C serum. If you blast that news to your entire list, half of them will ignore it because it's not relevant. But if you send it specifically to customers who previously bought from your skincare range, or those who clicked on serum related blogs or emails, your open rate goes up, your click through rate goes up, and your conversions go up. That's the power of relevance. And good email marketing is 90% relevance. Another powerful tactic is the win back campaign. This is designed for people who bought from you once, maybe even loved the product, but haven't come back yet. Most brands just forget about them, but a smart email marketer sees this as an opportunity. Maybe 30, 60, or 90 days after the purchase, you trigger an email that says, still loving your product? Here's 15% off your next order, just for being a part of a journey. Or you say, we miss you. Here's what new since your last visit. Sometimes all it takes is a gentle nudge. And if the timing is right, maybe they just ran out of your product or were about to reorder, that one email can recover lost revenue with zero ad spend. So, not to forget about email newsletters too, the kind you send on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis to stay top of the mind. But please don't make these generic. This week's deal or new arrivals with no context won't cut it. Instead, think about storytelling, seasonal relevance, behind the scenes updates, tips, or user generated content. For example, if you're a sustainable fashion brand, one week your newsletter could be how to style your linen shirt 3 ways this summer, and another week could be meet the artisan behind your latest piece. Keep it personal, keep it useful. That's how you get people to actually open your emails. Remember, your goal is to build a brand voice in the inbox. People should recognize your emails by tone, by visual style, even by subject line. That consistency builds familiarity, and familiarity builds trust. That brands that win or email are not the one with the fanciest tools. They're the ones that feel human, helpful, relevant, and consistent. Let's now talk about something that separates good email marketers from great ones: automations. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by the idea of sending manual emails every week, here is the good news: you don't have to. The real power of email comes when you set up smart, behavior based automations that run in the background, welcoming new subscribers, recovering cards, following up after purchases, nudging inactive users, all without you lifting a finger once it is built. These automations create a personalized customer experience at scale. And once you build them right, they become an engine that keeps bringing people back quietly and reliably. So, let's go over a few key automations every e commerce business should have in place. First is your welcome series. We have touched on this earlier, but it's worth repeating for sure. This is not just a single thank you email, it is a multi part sequence designed to onboard someone into your brand world. A great flow might go welcome message, then your brand story, product education, a social proof. This offers nudge. This sequence runs automatically whenever someone signs up, and it ensures that no matter when or how they join, they are getting a consistent and a persuasive introduction. Next would be your abandoned cart series, which we have already covered. But beyond that, there is a powerful flow called the browse abandonment sequence. This one is triggered when someone visits your product page, maybe even spends time reading or scrolling, but doesn't add anything to cart. It's a sign of interest but not commitment. The follow up can be simple. Hey, noticed you were checking out our new leather laptop bag. Got questions? Add a helpful FAQ, a few reviews, maybe a limited time incentive. It's not pushy, it's conversational, and it shows you're paying attention. Then there is the post purchase automation, which can go beyond the basics. For example, if someone buys a 30-day supply of your supplement, you can set a reminder email to go out on day 25 saying, running low, time to restock. Or if they just bought your skincare combo, and you could follow up 2 weeks later with a usage tip or a cross sell recommendation like, now that your skin is getting used to our cleanser, here's the perfect serum to add next. These emails are not random. They're timed based on product usage and designed to make customers feel guided, not sold. One more, and one is definitely underrated, and it is the rewards or loyalty flow. If someone has purchased from you multiple times, don't let that go unnoticed. Send a thank you. Give them early access to new drops. Ask them to join a referral program. You don't need fancy tech for this. Just segment based on order count and send a personalized message like, you're one of the top customers. Thank you. Here's a little something on us. That one message can turn a good customer into a lifelong one. Now, none of this works without good copy. Let's be honest. Most e-commerce mails sounds robotic, transactional, or overly salesy. The subject lines feels like spam, the content feels like filler, But great email copy reads like a person wrote it, not a brand. It sounds like a conversation, not a billboard. So here's the test: read your email out loud. If it feels stiff, rewrite it. Say it the way you would explain it to a friend. Also, keep your emails focused. One message, one idea. Don't cram 10 offers into one email. If the goal is to get them to check out a new product, don't distract them with blog posts and founder updates. On the other hand, if the goal is to build brand love, don't make it all about discounts. Match your message to the moment and always end with a clear CTA, one action you want them to take. On the design side, keep things mobile friendly. More than 70% of emails open happen only on mobile, especially in India. That means big fonts, tappable buttons, clean layout, don't go overboard with images or complex graphic. A plain text email that feels personal will often outperform a flashy one that looks like an ad. And A/B test your subject lines. Test short versus long emails. Test image heavy versus text only. There's no universal answer. Only that works for your audience. And speaking of audience, let's talk about list hygiene. Bigger isn't always better. A list of 10,000 people where only 500 open your emails is worse than a list of 1,000 with 500 engaged subscribers. If people haven't opened in 90 days, try a re engagement email. Something like still want to hear from us, give them the option to stay or unsubscribe. If they don't respond, remove them. Why? Because a cleaner list improves your deliverability, and better deliverability means more people actually see your emails, which improves performance across the board. Now, a big question comes here is which people also ask, what tools should I use? The good news is you don't need to overthink it. For Shopify, tools like Klaviyo, Omnisend, or Shopify email itself are fantastic. For WooCommerce, you have got MailChimp, MailerLite, and ActiveCampaign, all of which offer automation, segmentation, and templates. Start simple. You don't need every feature on day one, but make sure the tool you choose supports automation and lets you track performance. Things like open rate, CTR, revenue per email. Lastly, and this is probably the most important thing I can leave you with, treat your email list like a community, not just a database. These are people who have already shown interest in your brand. They've walked through your digital tours. Don't just sell to them. Tell them stories, invite them in, share your wins, own your mistake, show up consistently. Because if you do that, if you treat every email as a chance to build trust, your list becomes one of the most valuable assets in your business. So let's bring it all together. Email marketing isn't just a box to tick on your to-do list. It's a long-term asset, one that grows in value the more consistently and thoughtfully you use it. Think about it. Ad prices go up, algorithms change, social platforms rise and fall, but your email list, that's yours. No middleman, no pay to play, just a direct line to people who have already shown interest in your brand. And when it is done right, email becomes more than just a sales channel. It becomes a trust channel, a place where you can build real relationships, share your story, educate your audience, and yes, drive repeat sales without spending another rupee on ads. You can automate it, personalize it, and scale it all without losing that human touch. That's the magic here. So, whether you're just getting started with your welcome series or you're ready to set up advanced automation and segmented flows, you should always remember this. Every email you send is a chance to either build trust or lose it. Don't treat it like an obligation, treat it like a privilege, a conversation, a moment of connection in someone's crowded inbox. So, start small if you need to, but start because the earlier you invest in email, not just as a tool, but as a strategy, the sooner you will build the kind of business that does not rely on discounts or hacks to grow. It grows because it's trusted, because it shows up, because it delivers value consistently. That's and in a digital world that's noisy, fast moving, and full of distractions, that kind of steady, authentic communication, that's what keeps people coming back. So this is all email marketing for you, and we need to invest our time in the data that we accumulate a lot.